Good evening, everybody. Here at GF Lake Media, we have Jacob Smith with Lakeside Chiropractic in tonight, and we're going to let him tell you a little bit about himself and his lovely little family. Good evening, everybody. Here at GF Lake Media.
Oh, sorry, that's my phone.
Jesse's got the phone going over here, interrupting the whole thing. That's all right. So how are you, buddy?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
So originally from Louisiana, right?
Northeast Louisiana, yes, sir.
So you're above that line, so
We're the
none of that accent.
No, we're the
Yeah.
we're the rednecks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are the rednecks.
And so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man, grew up down there in Northeast Louisiana, the Delta, and around Rayville, Start area. Went to school there. Went to college in Monroe. Went to chiropractic school. Obviously, Lakeside Chiropractic. Went to chiropractic school down in Florida, and ended up in Arkansas, of all places. Was not planning on that, but I guess the good Lord had different plans, and ended up in El Dorado for just a little quick trip of what I thought, and ended up meeting my wife there, Rachel, and have two little daughters, Effie Jane and Eloise. We call her Wheezy. And we've been here since 2016, so it's been a wild ride, fun ride, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Have you been my chiropractor that long?
It's
Close
been a
to
while.
it?
It's been a
Yeah.
while. Yeah, it really has. I think.
I think maybe a year after you were here, we started coming.
Yeah.
Because neither one of us seen AB.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we never done the chiropractic thing.
I
and
knew
we
your
just-
mom and your dad.
Yes.
And I think y'all started coming in roughly right after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're actually the only
I was too
chiropractor
scared.
I've ever
Oh,
been to.
God bless.
So you're the best one ever.
thank you. Thank you.
Ever.
I don't know about that. Don't know about that. But no, it's been a good time since we've been up here. Like I said, I never even known about this place. You're up 4.5 hours from here, roughly 5, if you want to just, really put a tape to it. And was able to come up here, take a look at the area and the place, and sold me right then.
So what brought you to this area? You said you never knew about it.
Job, I mean, obviously the job, but long story short, whenever I was getting out of school, taking my boards, getting all that done, I was teaching down at the community college down in South Arkansas. Just like anybody else, I'm like, I need to find a chiropractic job. So started going online, talking to people, and interviewed for a job in Marshall. And at that time, it just really wasn't the right time. I was about to ask Rachel to marry me. She didn't know it at the time. And so I just said, thank you. But I came up to North Arkansas, never been here in my life. And I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I was just used to North Louisiana and South Arkansas, which nothing against either one. They're both beautiful in their own aspects. But whenever I crossed over and got into what I call the mountains, the Ozarks, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, this is nothing like I've ever seen. And so I kind of kept it in the back of my mind, like I want to be up there at some point in my life, whether I'm retired, I want to be there. And about a year later, guy text messaged me like, hey, anybody wants to come up here and, work? I'm like, no, all my buddies live out of state. I don't know a lot of chiropractors in South Arkansas. I knew 3. They were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. They weren't moving anywhere, families. And I said, sure. I was like, I'll just text my buddies, text my buddy in Florida. He's like, I'm not moving to North Arkansas. And then anyway, so I came up here and we just took a look, and I'm like, wow, I think this was the answer that I've been looking for, so to speak. I was like, I know I wanted to move up here in the future, maybe retire up there, or given the opportunity. And within a year and a half, 2 years, it all came together. I was able to move up here.
So you just randomly met AB somewhere?
Well,
along the way,
it was another guy. It was Dr. Fletcher out of Mountain View. He has a clinic up there, and he was purchasing AB's clinic. And so, like I said, we had talked a couple of years prior, maybe a year and a half, and then he texted me. He knew what he was doing. He was setting me up. He knew that I liked it a lot, and if he got me up here, that I would be there. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, doing the county appraisal thing for 13 years, I mean, that's a story that I've heard many times is Arkansas. I'll never go to Arkansas. And then they pass through the Ozarks and they're like,
Wow.
this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I've been looking for.
Dude, I tried not to come back to Arkansas. I mean, I had like a 6-month window where I had to take boards. Do not want to be there. No. Left my stuff in Florida. I had a storage shed, kept it there. I was like, I'm going back. Love the coast, love the water. I love water, love being out on it. And I tried hard to fight it, but I didn't win. And now couldn't be happier.
Arkansas,
That was
our
going to be my
roots
next
go
question. Do
deep.
you have any regrets thus far?
No, not at all. Like there's not one regret.
So were you and Rachel, were y'all married before you moved up here?
Yes. Well, that's another funny thing is I was about to ask her to marry me, and then I did, and then started working down there. We got married in March, and then I left in September. I said I wouldn't leave her before we got married, but then we got married, and then I said, "Hey,
Bye.
I got to get this job." You know?
Well, and her family was there, right?
Oh yeah, her whole family's born and raised there.
see.
Same road, pretty much small town.
So you couldn't steal her and then marry her. I mean, you had to get that. You had to get that handled.
I'm still talking about it. I'm still talking. Trust me, still talking about it.
Oh, that sounds like their stories there.
Yeah.
We'll ask about that later.
Yeah.
So you been doing any deer hunting?
I have. Came off the stand this afternoon. Got a chance to get
You
a
feel
little bit
special?
early. Huh?
We feel special.
Yeah.
You come off the stand,
Yeah.
come on the show.
It's that time. It's that time of the year where if
I
you
hear
get any chance to be there, I'm there.
I hear rumor the little one's beating you a little bit.
She is. She's the only one in the family that has gotten one this year.
Yay.
But honestly, the year's over now. Like that was my one goal for the year. Let her experience it, get her out there, and it happened pretty quick. So I'm like, thank you, Lord.
Now I can have the rest of the
pressure's
season to
off.
myself.
The pressure's off. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. I was proud of her. Proud dad mom. Proud family moment. Actually, I know this is about the chiropractic, but we're just talking now.
Just
but,
talking.
the whole family was in the stand. I had me and Effie, Rachel and Weezy. Again, we had 2 pizzas. That's what we did. We stopped and we grabbed 2 pizzas and sit there and we feed them, keep them quiet.
Aw,
And,
family time.
Yeah. So,
Sounds like you need a GoPro and start videoing some stuff.
well, I get too excited.
I understand.
I can't think that quick.
But to
Rachel
watch
was
the-
just about to video it when I said shoot it.
Shoot it.
Yeah. And he wasn't going anywhere, just fine. He was there eating corn. Just
That's
a
all right.
little nervous,
I can't imagine the jumping up and down in the
Exactly.
excitement in the-
That would be
Yeah.
the after effect of it. That's what I like when you're watching those hunting videos or whatever. It's not so much the shot, it's the after effects of seeing the little ones when they get their first deer. And did you put the blood on her? I already know the answer to this.
A little bit. She wasn't very excited about it. Of course, us guys, I'm sure, I don't know about you, first time, it's just like, hey, come here, what am I doing? Just get hit with it. Like, we're like, all right, Effie, we're gonna, doctor you up a little bit. And she's like, just a little bit. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we heard rumor it wasn't a good idea until somebody else told her that was a good idea.
Oh yeah. Miss Jennifer.
Yeah.
Yes. He talked her into it. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Sure enough. So, chiropractic school hard?
Yes. It's just long.
It's just long.
Long. Yeah. When I started, in undergrad, you normally take 12 hours 12 to 14. Sorry, I took 12. But you can take up to 21. When you get there, it's just like boom, this is what you're taking. So it started off 8 to 4.
So if a chiropractor's not available, like you're off or whatever, is it a good idea to have your wife crank on your neck and things like that? Or
I wouldn't advise that.
no home health there?
I wouldn't.
Do not YouTube.
Do not YouTube. And I tell people that all the time. You hear the old saying, don't crack your nose. I just to kind of say that. That's okay, but I've seen more people that try to work on their significant other spouse. I'm like, probably shouldn't do that.
Right.
But some people are regardless. So, but it's safer to go to somebody that knows a little bit more about what they're doing.
Right.
I'll be honest.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I know the first time you tried to you adjusted my neck, I held your hands the whole time. I know I was scared.
Because
And it's just
it
the
is a
thing-
little nerve wracking when you're laying there and he grabs your head and he's like, all right, we're going to
Relax.
Then you hear it crack.
Yeah, his favorite words, relax.
Yeah.
No.
But you get to know your people, and like I know when they're going to tense up. So I just kind of work with them and talk to them like, hey, look, I'm about to make this adjustment. Get their mind off of things. But I mean, I'm a chiropractor, and I tense up on my spots that I know that are tender and that are going to hurt. I say hurt. There are some adjustments that do hurt. But everybody does it. So it's not like it's a bad thing to do it. People, say, oh, I'm so sorry for tensing. Like, you're not the only one.
Right.
Just other chiropractors, they tense up too.
And for me, it's honestly the hardest part is to breathe out,
Yeah.
getting all the air out.
Relax.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't have that problem.
I do. It's like he said, all right, breathe all the way out. I'm like,
Everybody gets to that 3/4 of the way out and they tense.
Yeah.
And it's like they go. I'm like, stop, relax,
yeah.
But
Miss Laura Davis said to tell you thank you for our November bridge lights.
yes. Glad
We were actually just talking about that before we went live.
So, how is the family?
family's good. It's been homecoming week this week, so it's dress up every day.
Oh yeah, today was like tacky day or something.
Today was, I think, dress as a star, or like you're kind of like what you would want to be when you grow up. Don't hold me to that. I might
Gotcha.
be wrong, but it's, Effie Jane dressed up as Lainey Wilson and her favorite movie character, maybe. Weezy dressed up as Elsa. So,
Elsa.
yeah, that kind of.
Right on.
It's been a fun week. They've been having a good time this week. I saw some teachers and students this week, and they were all came in, dressed up, and everybody's having a good time. Good week. Homecoming's tomorrow. Tomorrow night's Friday, right? Tonight's my Friday.
Yeah.
But tomorrow night, the homecoming, we have the parade at 8:30 in the morning, coming through town, going from the park all the way back to the school.
We done it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have a little ceremony during the day. And then I think festivities, game start at 4. The presentation will be before that. Don't hold me to it.
You would know, but
Well, I just tell they tell me where to be, when to be,
yes. And you serve on the school board.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
I was debating on whether to throw him under the bus on that or not.
I was just,
Let's get I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it's a good thing. Good things going on at the school right now. We're really, really excited. Really,
and I didn't mean it as a bad thing. It's just, he's involved
yeah.
with our community.
Yeah.
I mean, he supports the chamber. He supports, obviously, the school. So I was just giving you a shout out for it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's a good thing. It really is. Love being like I said, grew up in a small town. When I mentioned, you asked me where I was from, I was born and, raised in Stark, and there's nobody there. There's a blinking light, you have a railroad track, a store on this side and a store on that side. And that's it.
That's it.
And so when you come up here and as an adult, now that I'm raising a family, I'm like, this kind of reminds me of home, not as pretty. Stark's not as pretty.
I was fixing to say, wait, what?
I wasn't going to correct that. I was just going to be like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you're good, you're good. You're
A
good.
lot of different scenery here, but no, it reminds me of how we grew up. Everybody knows everybody. Walking to the store, it's, hey, how you doing? What you doing? All the kids. A lot of kids. And again, there are more kids and students here than where we grew up. It was consolidated. So we're a part of that. You don't have enough. Then
That's the school I went to it went from 0 to 12 on the same, like 2 acres. And when I was in finished the 5th grade, we consolidated with another school and it was that way.
yeah,
Just didn't have enough. I mean,
just what it was.
yeah. They did put a stop sign in one time, but nobody paid it any attention, so they took it out. But
But I mean, that's what I tell people all the time. My parents, they graduated from there. Their coach was my principal. I mean, my mom, she taught there. I mean, it's like everybody was a part of the family, you know, and I see that here. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
That is something that we enjoy, and but it's amazing. I mean, and maybe it's because there's so many people that move in all the time. I don't know why it's doing
I
that.
think it's my headphones.
They maybe interacting with the plate.
Yeah.
Mule.
There's still lots of folks we don't know. You know, it's like the other night at the chili challenge. We was walking in the door and somebody said, "There goes Trouble," and we were both lost, you know. And but once we figured out who it was, I mean, they pretty much watch every episode, and now I feel like I need to publicly apologize that we appreciate the hellos.
And
But-
since we've started this, we have noticed that a lot. There's people, you know, that'll come up and they'll say something to us, and we're like, "Hey, how are you?" And we're trying to figure out who they are and how they know us. And
That's the ABCs. That's what you do. If you know somebody, you're like, I think I know them. A, B, C, D, you know, and it pops in your head.
yeah, no, it doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
Never tried it, but yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, we can like see who's commenting and posting and all that stuff, but it's a little bitty picture that we see. So I mean, we can't,
Yeah,
you know, we can't.
Yeah, we just
put
get a little
face with
bubble.
it, you
I
know.
gotcha.
We have our first question.
All right.
Does Dr. Smith do acupuncture?
I do acupuncture. That was the first visit I came up here whenever we were with Dr. Fletcher and Dr. Carthen, AB. He was like, look, I was like, I've always wanted to do it, but in college you had to go do it on the side. You know, it was just something that, and to be honest with you, it costs money. And in college, it's just like, well, I'll wait till that, you know. So I was like, but when I got here, he's like, you gotta do acupuncture. I was like, okay, something I've been really interested in. I'll do it. I'll go to class for it. And I've done 100 hours of acupuncture. There are multiple classifications. You know, I'm pretty much like I would say the beginner level. Just being honest. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I'm something I'm not. But I've done 100 hours. You can go all the way up to, I think the classes I were taking 400 hours, and then you can get your like diplomate in it. And so I do acupuncture, but if there are things that I don't think that I can help or say fix, then I will say, look, you need to probably go to this person. You know?
Right.
So my acupuncture, I tell people all the time, it's more for pain. You know, like I know where to put my needles, I know where to help you out, but there's certain things that I'm not going to try to do, you know, and just.
So there are multiple like specialty areas of chiropractic, right?
Oh yes, yeah, no doubt.
And yours is what I don't know enough about chiropractic to ask the question in an educated way, but what would your field of chiropractic be considered?
I would say more whole body. You know, when I say that, like whole body chiropractic, what we do is we deal with the nervous system. We deal, you know, the nervous system basically is the brain, spinal cord going out, controlling the body. You know, I'm really comfortable with that, obviously. Now, you can go off and do like just straight neurology to where you do chiropractic adjustments and you do therapies like high dollar laser, nutrition. You can do like just strictly just for your brain work. I can just like, okay, if your shoulder hurts, then I can help you. You know, if your back hurts, then, you know, I can help you. You get headaches? Yeah, come on in. We can work with that. But there's certain things, you know, as far as people that have had like traumatic brain injuries or things of that nature that need that neurology or that the specific brain work, then, you know, let's go that route. This is who you need to go see.
Right.
So, do you do acupuncture for TMJ?
Yes, actually I do.
That's this right here, right?
Yeah, that's your jaw. You know,
Yeah.
basically right here. But no, we'll do acupuncture for that. It's kind of scary. When I tell people that. Yeah, I'm about to put a needle in your jaw. I'm just being realistic, you know. But you know, basically, a lot of the TMJ problems, you know, that I have patients right now that really have true TMJ. They're having to get corrections with braces, with guard, things of that nature. But a lot of it actually comes from the neck or the upper body, just tension. And I mean, we're all connected here. The traps all over into the upper cervical muscles. We could go on and go on in anatomy, but basically just from the head up, once that gets tight, it wraps around and it, kind of goes. So we'll adjust, work on the neck.
I was fixing to say, so can you adjust that
Yes, we can adjust.
without the acupuncture?
Yes, you can adjust that. Yeah, we have an activator which I've used on y'all both. I believe it's the
little popping thing?
People call it the popper. It's a form of chiropractic technique that we use. Some chiropractors only use that. Like y'all know me as using hands on. Some chiropractors that's all they use is just the activator. So again, it's a different technique. It's been established. It's been here for years, and it works. But just for me, I'm more of a hands-on type person.
Because you can fit it with that thing. You can't really feel.
Well, you can, but you can. You normally feel with your hands, or you do protocols. There's
Right.
like protocols where you can actually, I'll tell you to turn your head to the right, turn your head to the left, and your body changes off of motions that you make, and then that's where you know to go in and kind of and make that adjustment.
Are you hearing that?
I am, but I mean, it's not that.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
So, honestly, I can't believe I've never asked about, because I have ear trouble. So, remind me the next time I'm in there. I need to talk to you about my ears.
Yeah. I would probably, like I said, remind me, and then I'll look at your jaws. Now I'm looking as we're talking, trying to see if there's any, because when you're working with people, and I tell people, like, open your mouth, and I'll watch them open their mouth, and their jaw goes one way. I'm like, okay, you got a problem there. Like, I don't have a problem. Well, you might not have a problem that you know of now, but it's going to be one in the future just because of the tight muscles, either from the jaw or neck, either or. But I'll take a look at it, see what's going on.
Because they, here a couple of weeks ago, which a couple of years ago, several years ago now, both of them
busted.
blew out on
Yours blew out on
Yep.
the water, didn't it?
me. Well,
I remember that.
we were driving down the road, and the left one sounded like a tea kettle going off and exploded, and then the next day the right one done the same thing. And I don't know what's it been, about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, roughly. I was going through spells where I was having flashbacks of when that happened, and I was thinking at any minute it's going to happen,
It's going to happen again.
and luckily it didn't. But yeah, that's
Do you
not cool.
Sorry.
You good?
Do you accept insurance? Not sure how that works.
Yes, we accept most insurances. When I say most, there's a lot of different ones now. Whether they be branches off certain, large Blue Cross, United Healthcare. Don't get me going about them. Insurance companies they really want to handcuff you now, which, I mean, again, you have to accept it, and because it's for the best of people. But we accept most insurances. I tell people all the time, call us, give us your information, give us your card number. We'll run it if we're in network. Then if not, actually, if we're not in network, then we'll try to get in network.
Right.
It's beneficial.
Well, you may not be able to answer this question, but so my gastro doctor, I'm actually due for another appointment procedure, and when I went to schedule it, they started asking about insurance.
I think that may be a Tammy question.
It may be, but
Coding.
they started talking about call your insurance. Here's the codes.
See if they're covered.
Yeah, and
I had a patient this week call the office, and actually they called last week, but then they got in touch with their insurance agency, and the insurance agency sent us paperwork, saying, "Do we cover this code?" And I'm like, I don't recognize that code. Basically, it was just an exam code, so to speak, which we had in our exam codes, was just one that wasn't really familiar with. And it has nothing to do with what I do, so I didn't really know how to answer that. Like, I don't do that code, I don't know, but they're starting to do that. Companies are.
yeah, I mean, I guess I just assumed that would have been something that they'd done there at the doctor's office would have been figure out if. It just seems weird to me.
It is getting a little tough. Like I said, there's a lot of insurance changes that are happening now, and our patients are having to call their insurance agencies because of, I would say, fighting for, care. Because we can only do so much, and submit this and say, hey, look, this is what they need. And then it's up to the patient to call their carrier and say, hey, look, this is what I would like to do. And a lot of times it gets approved, but there are times when you have to go back and you have to, reapply or, rebuild, so to speak. So,
Finger numbness.
two things I would say immediately: either blood supply or coming from the neck. The neck, our upper body here, it's all controlled. Our upper extremities here, they're all controlled by the neck. So me moving my fingers right here, these are a nerve root, nerve root, nerve root, nerve root. Like everything is controlled by specific nerves. Depends on the fingers. I'll be honest. If it's these three, if it's these 2, 3, we're looking lower neck. If it's these, we're looking for the more mid neck. So we go to the neck first, and people say, "Well, it's not my neck; it's my fingers."
It's all tied together.
It's the nervous system. It's like the light switch right there. You turn the light off, or you go hit the switch there, the lights go out. You have an impingement, or you have something that affects that nerve root in the neck, it's going to affect down here.
And that's always kind of the way I kind of think about it, is like your spinal cord is kind of like your breaker box, and everything feeds off that somewhere between the head and I guess the lower back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He had back surgery.
Yeah, back surgery. That's okay. I see people all the time that back surgery.
Well, he's the one that asked about the fingers, the numb fingers, and then he followed up with he had back surgery.
Okay. Well, it depends. Like I said, back surgery was if it was in his neck or if it was in his low back. It's gonna be two completely different areas. Obviously, neck and low back. But like I said, the lower back is going to control more of your lower digestion, your male and female reproduction system, your legs, things of that nature. Your neck's going to again affect the hands, arms, upper chest. But we see people all the time that have had surgery before. I saw 2 today. See the scars. The scars are there. But again, in school you're trained. School was 3.5, or say 3.25 years. So I mean, you're taught from the time you're there to the time you're out. And they teach you, surgery's not the worst thing. Again, nobody wants to go under the knife. Nobody wants to go under the knife. But if you have to, there's still things that we can do in order to help that. So.
And let's do a little house cleaning, because we hadn't told anybody where the office is, in case there's people out there that don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're coming through town from Sonic, and
we're in the curve. I just tell everybody we're in the curve.
In the curve.
Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you cannot miss the curve.
You can turn into the parking lot before you go around the curve, or you can jump off the curb like you're going to Shiloh Marina and
he's right there.
Immediate left.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's right there in the curve. Can't miss it.
So
And with that, I also want to thank this week's sponsor, Log Cabin Keepsakes. Thank y'all very much. Hope y'all had a great week. And with that, continue on.
your most important comment of the night. Effie and Wheezy said, "Hi, Daddy."
Oh my goodness. They were going to come. It's school night. It's school night. And thank you. I love you girls.
Do you need
Doors
an
open.
Huh?
I said the door's open.
Yeah. Do you need an appointment, or can you just walk in?
We highly recommend appointments. People do walk in at times. Again, small town. Small town, so drive by. Oh, it looks in. Not many people there at a certain point. Come in. But on the backside of that, we highly recommend just calling. And like saying, hey, if you're new, definitely it's
I could see that. I mean, thinking about what you're doing when you get somebody in there on the table, I could see where the X-rays and all that stuff is really handy to.
It's really beneficial.
Yeah, to have an idea of. I mean, you're not just going in there and cracking screws that you didn't know were there loose.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the thing is I tell people this all the time. We at Lakeside, we take an hour roughly for a new patient, and yes, that is a lot of time. But I know you when I'm done with that appointment. I know your body. I know what's there, what's not there. You would not have a clue of the people that, whenever I ask them all the questions through their intake forms, go through their history and like surgeries. No, I've only had knee surgery. And then I'll go in there and start examining them, take x-rays. Then we do hands-on examine, muscle work, range of motion. And I'll, their low back is the problem. And I'll lift up their shirt, kind of look at their muscle tone. There's a scar there. Did you have back surgery? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, that's kind of need to know information, and again, nothing to them, but
Right.
They, had it back in the 70s and, it's,
But now you got a picture you can go back and look at and
it's just,
and study that before I start smashing on
yeah,
you.
because if you had surgery and you had a fusion, yet, most of the time, probably nothing would happen. But, in the world we live in these days, something happens, who's liable? Right. So,
Right.
and again, to each his own. That's what I do. Other people don't do that. And,
I appreciate
and I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't want that, then hey, I'll give you somebody else to go see. But this is what we do here, and
Yeah.
And y'all are taking new patients, right?
Oh yes, we are taking new patients. Holidays are coming up, and it's getting crazy, with everything. But we take them, and we try to see 1-2 a day, depending on our flow. Like I said, we normally have our new patient times at 2:00, which again I know that's tough for some people at work. So if I can get a little bit of advance time, we'll try to work them in earlier or later. In order to get them in, we try to work. I promise you, like people, will call like, I need in now. I'm like, well, now's not a good time, but let me call you back as soon as I can. We'll do our best.
Yeah.
Well, it's like anything else, my tire's flat.
Yeah.
Need a tire.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Right. Right.
Let me work with you.
But so do these
I can
15 sitting here.
Yeah, that are sitting right here, like they're already here.
Yeah.
So
So,
Hold up. I got a question if you don't mind.
okay. Go.
So speaking of the holidays coming up, does it get real busy after the Jerry Springer holidays?
it does a little bit.
Everybody coming in with sore noses and
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was terrible this year,
Yeah. It does. And that's what I tell people, like, I'm not saying that we increase or decrease in numbers, but I'm a family man. Like I said, I started off with my family. Like, I'm going to spend time with them. That's what I went to school to do.
Oh, so it's not because they come in beat up over the argument they had at Thanksgiving. It's just because you put them off and now you're double booked.
They wear themselves down. They wear themselves down. Too much going on. Too much. But we are busy, but it's just because, like I said, during Thanksgiving I'm gonna take some time off, and then I'm gonna spend it with my family, and then during Christmas I'm gonna do that every year.
As you should.
Yeah, and again, it makes it tougher on some, or it makes it tougher. But I mean, again, that's what I went to do. I said, hey, this is what I'm gonna do when I get older, so to speak, when I grow up.
Right.
I don't know if we got there yet, but
I don't ever want to grow up. Ever.
I don't either.
Height and weight, I feel like we're close, but
Why did you have to even bring up height? I mean,
Height's not. Yeah. Let's just,
mentally, I'm not sure I'm there yet.
change yourself.
He's like, we're not going there.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking about Jerry Springer episodes earlier, so there you go.
I know. I
It's coming up. It's
I just figured cousin Eddie got mad and they got to tussling and hit their back on the dining room table, and now they're out of whack, and
Yeah.
microwave goes off.
yeah. So you never know. You just never know. But there has been some pretty big news in the last year or so, hadn't it? With the chiropractic office.
Yeah. We were able to. It is 24 now. So in 22, we were able to purchase it.
It's already been 2
In
years.
2 years, it has.
I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss this
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, no,
It just seems like 2 months ago we were talking.
trust me, I know.
It's
It
crazy.
seems like a long time ago. Being honest with you, but really it's not. Like, we're just getting started. What did I do? Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, we get that.
Yeah.
We get that.
you grew up and you say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be my own boss, and you get to be your own boss, and you're just like,
Holy crap.
oh,
Nobody
man.
told me about this. Wasn't in the handbook. We didn't know this.
What's that old song? Nobody told me about this one.
Yeah.
What's that song? I'll think of it later. It'll come to me later. There you go. Nobody told me about this part. Oh, Gary Allen sang it.
That one,
Yeah.
yes.
Nobody told me about this part.
But I mean, and I think for some people, they don't realize how quickly life goes until you're watching kids. Just like Effie. I mean, she should still be
Yes.
down here.
My little
not-
squeaky little voice.
Yes.
Running around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I see patients all the time. I'm saying this when we got here in October. I think I came here October the 1st, 2016, and a patient that I still see to this day. She was born like 2 weeks later, and the mom brought her in. I'm talking about like tiny little baby, and I'm like, oh my goodness, can I hold her? You know, and to this day, still come in. You know, she's killing deer. I'm asking that dad, questions like, because he's got a girl. Like, what did you do for your girl? Because I need to know. Because and but it's crazy how fast time flies. And I saw some kids this week that I saw when they were the first time I saw them, they were 5, and now they're running around junior high. I'm like, oh my goodness, like you shouldn't be this big.
No, it's not possible.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
So how is it being a all-girl dad?
I love it. I love it. I will say that as a dude or as a guy, male, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to say that these days.
A guy.
A guy, yeah. I'm a man. I, of course, wanted a boy
Sure.
and a girl, and then after we had her, we went to the next ultrasound visit or whatever you want to call it, and I was like, I don't want a boy. I want another girl. I want to be a girl dad.
That's awesome.
They have you wrapped, and they know it. They know it too.
We have the 2 nieces, and I couldn't.
Well, he knows Zoe.
Yes,
I don't know that he's ever met Kimber.
Yeah, I met Kimber from Texas.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah, we went bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
See? Brain gone. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, we showed up
Yes.
to the bowling alley, and y'all were there, and we took up the whole.
We
Yeah,
did.
took
We had the whole
place.
bowling alley.
Yeah.
That was a good time. We need
And
to
so
do
that
that
whole
again.
wrapped around your finger. I'm not saying that publicly. I mean, they already know, but
Yeah, I'd be
whatever.
too strict on the son.
that's kind
I
of
would be too strict on son.
different ideas for a boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But no, they're angels. Actually, Wheezy asked me right before I left. She said, "Dad, can you adjust my back?" I said, "I will when I get back. I've got to go up here real quick." They come up to the office, a couple times. Not a couple times a week, but they come by weekly, and I see them. I adjust them, and I kind of just I tell people all the time, I adjust my kids, I adjust my wife. I need to get adjusted more, but I'm the typical patient that puts it off until I can't go no more because we think we're so busy when really we're not. I mean, we are, don't get me wrong. We in our heads, we're doing things, but
I've actually seen you adjust Rachel when she was pregnant. Was it with Effie?
I adjusted Rachel the day that we had Effie. Like she was at the office and it was we had her sister and the doula there. I think that's the correct terminology. The kind of like the midwife that helps. She was getting her training done, and it was kind of one of those things like, hey, if you want to see, if you want to watch this, I'm okay. It's my wife. Come in.
Right.
Yeah. I went to the hospital that night. And had a kid.
Nice. Push that right out.
Do you have a special procedure for osteoporosis?
Osteoporosis. The procedure that I use for brittle bone, osteoporosis, for people that don't know that might be watching, that's just their bones are brittle, they're getting weak. It's very common in females. It happens in males too. One of the strongest guys that I know, he's older now, but actually had a pressure fracture because his bones just got weak. And I would have never thought that just because he's just a big, strong guy. So it's not only limited to females, but I use instruments. I use an activator, which is what everybody in the office calls a clicker, or I have an automatic machine, a little hardware stem that we use in order to adjust them, because you don't want to put too much pressure on those bones. Again, like anything else, most of the time, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's going to be okay. But there are those times that, things can happen. You can break a rib, you can, depending on the grade or the severity of the brittleness of the bones, you could cause damage.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do that. And I think if you have any decreased bone density, if I think there's any, which I already know, most of the time people are already diagnosed with it, I can take x-rays and look. But if I think there's any chance of me hurting you, then I'm not going to do it. And again, I have people say, well, my old chiropractor did. And I'm like, well, I'm not your old chiropractor. I love you. Thank you for coming to see me, but I'm not going to put you in any chance of hurting you,
Right.
Yeah.
Because things happen,
For sure.
Yeah. What kind of vitamins do you sell in office? I had a lady looking for natural medicines last week, and I almost told her that y'all had some.
We have, I don't want to say everything, but we do. We have everything from drinks that you drink, like cleanse. Like I think y'all take the cleanse.
I do cleanse, yeah.
We have cardio drinks. And basically, it's a powdered form that you put in there. We have all kinds of natural supplements from Standard Process, which has been it's been created in the 30s, and it was actually created by a dentist, and it's all natural. Like it's grown in Wisconsin on their farm, no chemicals, no nothing, and it's broken down and put into a pill form. Sell anything from just your generic, from your calcium, your magnesium, to your zinc, to D. Have a lot of nutrition. Pretty much anything the body needs. If not, we can get it. But I do tell people also, again, it's one of those things, just part of the business. If you're not a patient, it's tough for me to really know what you need. Because you can come in and say, hey, I need calcium. I'm like, okay, well, how do you know that? Who told you that? Or everybody needs calcium.
Right.
Me either on calcium, magnesium, take it every day. If you can get, a couple things, take that. So we really, I would love for them to be patients that come in and get it. But if not, our nutrition store here is in town. If you don't want to be a chiropractic patient, that's okay. Again, I'm the type of guy that if you don't want to, that's fine.
Right.
If you don't want to go through that, then hey, we have Deanne, our nutrition store in town.
She's awesome.
It's phenomenal. Like I'm talking about phenomenal. My wife goes there. My kids get supplements from there. My patients, I saw a patient today. She got some nutrition from me and was leaving straight there going to Miss Deanne's. And we have nutrition, a whole shelf full. But if you're not wanting to be a chiropractic patient, that's okay. Go see her, But if you come in and want to buy it from me, I'm more than likely I'm going to ask you to hey, let me get to know you. Let me go through this.
Right.
I don't say this. I don't have time to just stand up there and go through chit chat. Yeah. And
It reminds me, y'all remember that episode of Andy Griffin where the little old lady went to the pharmacy, and it was the young lady, the new pharmacist in town.
Her magic pill.
Yeah, she wanted her magic pills.
And it was just
she
a
threw a
sugar
fit,
pill.
and it was just a sugar pill,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, placebo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And you did say gut cleanse,
Uh-huh.
right? Okay.
That's huge this time of year.
Yeah.
We're going into.
I actually take it. That's the one I take, right?
Yes.
I do a scoop of that every morning into a cup of hot water,
See, I
warm
didn't
water.
like it.
It's that time of the year I tell everybody we're getting shorter daylight, so we're not getting enough, sunshine. Halloween just happened. So it's Halloween. Candy. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. Everybody eats candy.
Right.
But then we jump into Thanksgiving. What do? Overindulge. Lots of sweets. Lots of
Everything.
not great stuff. Then guess what happens right after that? Christmas. So basically from October to Christmas, most people are just overindulged in sugar and then stress. Think of the holidays. We're about to, again, I keep telling my wife, I'm like, look, it's about to hit. Thanksgiving's here, then it's just bam, 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 Christmas party, Christmas, and so we stress our bodies way too much. So right now, if I could tell people to do one thing, it is treat your gut kindly. You know, we're all going to overindulge.
Right.
You know, take you some enzymes. Help digestive enzymes break down crap that we're eating. Sorry for saying it like that,
Yeah.
but you know, most of the time.
Well, because what we eat is crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is great.
it's all, yeah. Like,
Pretty much everything we eat.
yeah, everything.
Yes.
Is. We don't get any. I was talking to somebody this week, and they're like, "Well, I feel like after the end of the day, I'm taking a handful of supplements." I'm like, "Well, where are you getting that supplemental nutrition from?" I don't know. You know, you're not getting it from your food.
Right.
You know? Now we do up here. I will say this: up here, when I say up here, there's a lot of farms, a lot of local producers
We
here.
are
that
blessed.
we are blessed that they produce, you know, homegrown meats. So we know where we're getting it from.
Yep.
But for, man, I don't know if I want to say 70-80% of the people population, you know, it's just right off the shelf.
Yep.
No nutritional value. So I tell people, like, treat your gut kindly right now. You know, either do a cleanse before, during, you know, at least a couple times a year. I would say quarterly is tough, you know, but at least now in this time, because we're hurting our bodies right now.
Yeah. And it's necessary.
And that's, again, I'm going to go there. We call it flu season. It's not flu season. It's our bodies are wore down season.
Yeah.
We're overloaded on sugar. We're not, you know, like I said, we're not taking care of ourselves. People don't like to drink water because the sun, you know, we're not hot and sweating.
Right.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I am that way.
Yeah.
I have to literally force myself to drink water because I would much rather I would probably drink hot water
Yeah.
this time of year.
That's fine. Drink
Put
it.
a tea.
But
Yeah. I mean, find you like a non-caffeinated, you know, maybe a little green tea, something of that nature.
But we've always said that, you know, when you get down for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, week, whatever, if not feeling good, it's just God's way of
body.
saying your battery's dead. Go
Slow down.
recharge.
Hey, and what do you do during that time? I want to ask you this: whenever you're sick, what do you not do mostly?
What I try to do is I try to go, depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm running fever and all that stuff, I try to go lay down for a day or two and
But you don't eat much.
drink water. Dude,
You don't eat much.
I don't know, dude. My appetite
It-
like goes into overdrive.
Well, when you really get sick, your body, you're like, nothing tastes good.
right.
Your body,
yeah.
your body doesn't.
But
want
that's fair.
your body's saying, stop putting that in my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lay on the couch again, chicken noodle soup, some
Yeah, broth.
crackers,
Yeah.
broth.
Yeah.
Broth is huge. Go get broth. If you're feeling sick right now, you know, I tell people obviously take their vitamins, but go get natural broth. You know, there's plenty of places around here. I'm pretty sure Deanne has it. I know Red Ridge, they sell
was fixing
it.
to
You know,
say
Red
they
Ridge,
have it.
Red Ridge has it. They have chicken and beef. And like whenever we get sick, and it's not the ultimate, you know, medicine, but just feed your body nutrients. Rest. Don't eat. We overeat.
We do.
All of us do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I tell people all the time. Fast. They're like, well, I can't fast. I'm like, well, when you get sick, your body fasts. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you eat when you're sick? No, nothing tastes good. Well, your body's telling you to
Fast.
stop. Yeah, fast. You know, it's kind of simple, but again, we live
See, you heard
America.
it from him. When I'm sick, he forces me to eat. You need to eat something. No, I don't want it.
when I get sick, I try to get, again, it's just because of how I think, how I'm wired. Whenever we're getting sick, we just do, again, just the opposite. We fast and try to take all the nutrition we can. Like I said, we have bone broth at our house, or we'll make it. You know, we make our own broth. We used to get chickens, you know, locally, and we would just boil them, take it, make the broth, throw your carrots, onions, garlic, throw everything in there, and then drink it.
Yep.
See what happens. I'm telling you, it's not gonna hurt.
No,
I won't lie. That's my go-to if I'm gonna eat. I'll text mom. Okay, I need some chicken noodle soup because she makes homemade chicken noodle soup.
Yes.
And she'll ask me, "Do you want it brothy or creamy?" Well, at that time, I want it brothy,
Yeah.
and that's basically what I live on.
Lou brings it over. Mm-hmm. Nah,
Yep.
she's a good one.
Yeah,
She's a good one.
she's awesome.
go ahead.
I was just to fill the space.
Oh, I'm in the fill space.
Got you.
So go ahead, ask the question.
So there's two questions that we ask everybody that comes on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give us a funny story, whether it's work related or family related. A funny story.
All right, I got the funny story for work related.
Okay.
Again, we're small town. Y'all remember Ashley? Worked up front.
Loved her.
She's a good one.
Tammy is great.
Oh, Tammy's awesome.
Yes, she's
I
amazing.
cannot do what I do without her.
Right.
I cannot thank her enough. But this is just whenever she was here, and again, we know our patients. I went to church with this couple, and we have people that bring us stuff. We give stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
It's just kind of like that community family thing. Well, we were trading chickens one day.
Literally?
Yes. Mr. Bill came in. Mr. Bill saw him this week. So again, Tammy knows exactly what I'm talking about. And came in and he was wanting some roosters. I don't know why. Again, everybody wants to get rid of them. So I'm out there one day and I'm getting ready to go out for lunch. And I look out there and there's Mr. Bill, his wife, and Ashley chasing chickens in the backyard
Of the office?
of the office. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, really, I didn't know what was going on, And they're like, well, we were trading chickens, or they were, And I just stopped and took a video and sent it to my buddies because, my buddies, I have friends. We talk every day. It's a group of us from school. One's in Ohio, one's in North Carolina, he's in South Carolina now, but he practices in Savannah, and one's in Orlando. So completely different walks.
So they probably don't ever see chicken chasing in the back park.
Negative. Yeah, negative. And I just took a video and sent to them, and they're like, what are you doing in your town? I'm like, well, we're just trading chickens.
And not
Another day at the office. Didn't think nothing of it,
And not only is it out your back door, but it's an employee and
And a
patient.
patient?
That had her number. And that's the same thing as that's the same thing as how, again, when I tell people, when you come into our clinic, we're family,
1000%.
And this is going to sound bad. I don't like giving my number out to everybody just because, it's just one of those things you set yourself up. But then, I have people all the time texting Tammy, or Tammy say, hey, this person just texted me. What do they need to do? And I'll just tell her, and she'll go back and text. And it just saves time for us. I call her,
Right.
But I tell people, when you come here, I was like, we're family. If there's anything we can do, we'll help you. If we can't, we'll tell you. And, that's just kind of what I envisioned growing up. They made us write a story in college of what you wanted to do when you grew up and had your place or had your own place. And I wrote this exact thing down. It's crazy how things happen when you write them down. And here I am living it. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell that teacher thank you because I thought he was so weird, and I did not want to do this. But that's what we live right now. Again, like I said, you can text, most people can text me or Tammy and, we'll get back with you, if it's just a simple question or if it's a life question, heck, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
So this question, Misty, I was actually thinking about this because I was thinking Green Acre situations. So if I bring you a couple of chickens, can I get my adjustment?
Do you take chickens for payment?
Misty Carter asked that.
Cut that. Ask me that. Send a text. Send a text. We're not going to answer that out loud.
Get that private answer.
Yeah. I'll talk to you next week, Misty.
That was great. Okay, that was one of the better funny stories. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I just hate that I wasn't there to see it.
Oh, it was.
Especially with Ashley.
I was fixing to say, but with Ashley, I can so
See it.
see that.
Yeah.
She was running around trying to get the chicken together. And the people that were getting it they were older.
Yeah.
So they weren't breaking any speed records, They were just kind of standing there. Again, it's just one of those things, one of those memories,
But I could also see Tammy standing at the back door going, what the hell are you doing?
Tammy gonna shoot the chicken.
I can slow them down.
Yeah, I tell them for you, I can stop this right now, That's beside the point,
Oh, they're both awesome. Both awesome. And that's one of my favorite things about coming in is it is so personable. You know, when Ashley was there with Tammy, Tammy just picked straight up and just
Yeah, she never missed a beat.
beat.
I mean, it
Never
was-
missed a beat.
Yeah, and I mean, you walk through the door, hey, you get called by your name, you know. So
It's not your normal go to the doctor situation.
no.
And like I say that, and like, you know, we talk to that, you know, at work. You know, I'm like, hey, like, we're family here. You know, everybody. Like, so if somebody has a problem, like, there are times that, you know, we do get behind because somebody just needs to talk. You know, and there's a lot of times where I don't have time to talk, but then whenever people look at you and you can read them and you know them, because like I said, we are family.
Why
know,
why are you looking at me so intently when you say this?
Huh?
Why are you looking at me so intently when you say this?
Just look at it. No. But no, it is, you know, like there are times when you're just like, oh, wow, I got to just shut down. I don't care if I'm 2 hours late today.
Yeah.
Like this person needs an ear right now.
Right.
And I'm going to lend it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's seen me cry plenty of times, only because I was hurting.
Yeah, I pay him extra those days.
I was hurting before I got there.
Give her 2 adjustments.
Yeah.
Now that is the thing I will say is like in school they tell you like you can't show empathy, you know, like you've got to be the doctor, you've got to be strong, you know. And there's times when people come in and they like tell me like their situation, and I can't get them down on the table fast enough because I'm about to lose it right now.
Yeah.
You know, like it is like because we know. I mean, again, people having surgeries, you know, people pass away, you know, again, and it's one of those things that like I couldn't be any prouder of what we have. you
Right.
know. Now, are we the best? I'm gonna say no. You know, I think
It depends on who you ask.
Well, you know, I mean, but I don't look at myself as that way. I look at myself as this is what we do. This is what your service is, what we can do, provide here, and this is what you get.
Well, I think that's what we all need to do as people, as business owners, as everything. I mean, we never need to grade ourselves 10 out of 10, in my personal opinion.
Never.
Because there's always improvement. Somewhere there's improvement.
Always.
No matter what we do.
Life, business.
Life, business. Yeah, exactly.
And I tell people this, and I'm telling them, I'm like, you know, when I meet new patients for the first time, I'm like, you might not ever want to come back to me. You know, I've had people, I think I'm a little too laid back or a little too personable, you know, and they're just like, it just doesn't really fit my style.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's okay. But when you come in, most people know that we care. You know? And I think I used to jokingly say in college, again, in school, like when you walk out of the office, I want you to feel like you've been in Chick-fil-A. You know, you walk into Chick-fil-A, no matter where you're at, you're like, man, you know, they really enjoyed filling my cup up, you know. Being extra sauce. They care. You know, they care. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what's the other question you'd like to ask?
Now that you've been here and we've already been on an hour.
You believe that?
It's an hour.
Yeah.
I started the counter an hour and 2 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and I started it like 3 or 4 minutes before 7. So
That's a quick hour.
that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's like everything else we talk about. You see a 5-year-old today, and they're 16 tomorrow. I mean, it's
Yep.
time flies.
Would you come back and do it again?
What?
Come on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I probably need to talk about chiropractic more, to be honest with you. We're just kidding back. Like, when David asked me to do this, I'm like, yeah, dude, fine. Like because me and him talk, you know, and like, again, we're kind of similar in, you know, way we think, you know, we look each other in the eye, we talk. If we don't agree, it's okay. Come on, I'll see you tomorrow, you know. But I'll say, I'll be fine, you know. But yeah, I'll come back in a heartbeat and do this.
Well, good. We appreciate it.
Like I said, maybe try to improve and, you know, promote the business more. But I'm not, again, I'm my worst marketer, I'll be honest.
Well, but that's the thing, though. I mean, it goes back. It is a small town. Don't care what you're selling, even if it's neck cracking. People buy from people,
Neck
Yeah.
cracking.
and so
Adjustments.
adjustments. My bad.
Get it right.
I I mean, if you say neck cracking, you probably just scared off half the people.
Well, I just want people to be aware if they go in there and they ain't never been to a chiropractor and he adjusts your
I
neck.
explain to I try to explain to every
Yes, he
person what
does.
we're doing, how we're about to do, what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his favorite word is relax.
Yeah. Breathe
Ain't
out.
happening.
But no, this is what it's about for us, man.
Yeah. We're here.
Yes.
I'm not going anywhere.
Most
I don't
people
plan
have
on it.
most people have an
Not gonna
idea
Lord
of
willing.
what
Yeah,
a
Lord willing.
chiropractor does,
Yeah.
but there's a bunch that may not know
Know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
They know you as the chiropractor, as
I'm a
Dr.
chiropractor.
Smith.
I'm a chiropractor. I'm a friend. I'm a therapist. I'm a, whatever you need.
All of the above.
All the above. I say
Yeah.
therapist, like some people just need to talk, that's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, we all have problems. Nothing's easy.
yeah.
Life's not easy.
Life is tough.
Life is not easy. And sometimes you just need you need an adjustment and need to just, vent a little bit. And what's ever said in those walls doesn't leave,
And we appreciate you being there. We utilize you probably more than you.
I appreciate y'all. I really do. I appreciate my patience.
Thank you. Tell Jacob, Mom and Dad have been watching and
And we're
are
so proud.
proud.
My mom and dad?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hey mom. Hey dad.
My mom and Dad?
He's on TV.
That's it. I made it. Remember that billboard out there that's so faded? Right?
Yes,
God,
I make fun of that
I
billboard
know.
all the time.
Which one?
It,
The one at Pearson, the one that's so faded.
yeah,
Oh yeah, right there at the
Galilee.
I'm
intersection.
trying to figure out who owns the land and who to, I want to get a new sign up, obviously. I tell people this all the time, but it's a long story. But I sent my mom a picture one day. I said, Mom, I made a billboard and it's not the most wanted sign. You got to be proud. She's just like shook her head,
That's right. If it's
That's
not America's Most
great.
Wanted, you're in good
Yeah,
shape.
in good shape. That's right.
Well,
But
man,
no, that's really what it is all about is, promoting the small businesses, making them grow, putting your face out there so that they know you other than
Yes.
you being in that office.
I'm not I can talk all day long, but I'm not the best at just going up and saying hey to somebody.
I'm with you.
I'm very, very, very hesitant. But if we talk, give me 5 minutes and I'll probably get your phone number and you're my friend.
One-on-one in small
one-on-one.
settings. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things I like about this. I can't hear very well. And with these headphones, I can hear everything clear so I can stay in tune with the conversation. But you get to a place where there's background noise and 2 or 3 people talking.
Basketball.
I'm just a stump on the log over there because, I mean, I'll give you a smile and a nod, but I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, I feel that, man. I feel like I have to apologize to people when I go into crowds. Like, like I say, go to the basketball game because I go in there and I want to go watch the game. And then, I see people that I know, but I don't really have never just shook their hand. And to me, when I meet people, like I want to shake your hand, look you in the eye and say, hey, Jacob, how you doing? You can't do that to everybody.
You can't.
You can't, so then I kind of like say, hey, kind of.
Right.
And then once I get to know them, like, look, yeah, we've got a lot in common,
Yeah.
But as far as me just walking straight up to you, that's tough. That's very tough,
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm going to say thank you for coming in tonight.
yes,
And
thank y'all for doing this because I was going to say, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I know you got to get out of here, but I've been keeping up with a lot of these and the small business owners here in town have been killing it. I was nervous
Agreed.
coming in, but everybody that comes in, I've learned something each night I watch this. Like I said, I know we've had more of just conversations about who I am, what we do. We talk chiropractic, but I've learned a lot about each one that comes in here. And I think this is a great thing, promoting everybody. And everybody promotes everybody here. That's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Everybody in town, so thank y'all for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank
y'all.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We definitely don't do it for ourselves.
Yeah.
We do it.
Well, who likes to get on screen?
Right.
And talk in front of things,
Yeah.
but
maybe
But it's a purpose.
maybe someday we'll have us a flip kind of show.
Flip.
Yeah, and we'll talk about moon landing or something.
moon landing.
I said that quiet, right?
Yeah. My wife said, do not talk about that.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up at the end of the show.
Quiet, yeah. It's okay,
Yeah,
Richard.
yeah,
We're not going there.
We're not going there today.
It's
Kayla,
okay.
Kayla asked if that was a new, what'd she say? Mic and headphone set that she sees right there.
Yeah.
And I told her, yeah.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
she goes, yay, finally, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We actually, I think, was it last week was the first week we had them both? I think it was.
No.
No, we've had them a
No.
couple of weeks, but last week was the
Yeah,
first week.
last
we
week
used
it was the first time they got used. Yeah.
So,
Well, like I said, don't forget, I got it. Lakeside Chiropractic. Come see us.
for sure.
But tomorrow, again, don't forget about the parade. School parade starts at the park tomorrow. The games tomorrow night. They start at 4. All the festivities is homecoming, playing Mountain View. So it's supposed to be a good matchup. Both of our teams are doing really good right now. So big things are happening. So
Good deal.
yeah.
In the parade, you said
Starts at 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's gonna start at the park and come down by the clinic and then run back by and go to school, I believe.
yeah, we done it last year and it was fun. David pulled the
Oh, it was cold last year. They
Yes.
they canceled the original parade because it was that was a snowstorm, ice storm.
Mhm.
And then they
and
did
it was like a week after.
Yeah.
Yes. David pulled his bass boat in the
A couple of the kids.
the angler.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I had Samantha Corbier, Sam, Sis, whatever, and one of her friends in the side by side with me because they asked could they have the side by side for the parade, and I was like,
It's a small town. You never know what you're gonna see this week. I've heard there's gonna be some cool little rides in there.
Really?
I'm not gonna venture out, but I've heard there's gonna be a
well,
couple.
I am gonna make a point to go down and watch it. So,
But I
just
do
because-
agree. If you think an adjustment may be something that would be helpful to you, for sure, go visit with them down here at Lakeside. And
I would say if you're not even sure, go
Come talk.
yeah,
come have
I'll
a
explain to you.
sit down conversation.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm gonna tell you honestly. If I think I can help you, I will. If I don't think I can help you, and there's situations where I'll be honest, there are some 50-50 situations. Like they're like, well, I'm looking at surgery. I'm like, well, I can see what we can do, but I'm not gonna have you come back just to keep you coming back.
Right.
I'm gonna like, look, let's try this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go to bed at night knowing I did what I needed to do.
but the
Right.
patient needs to be honest with you too. I mean,
Yes.
did it actually help or did it not help? Or are you
Yes.
just being nice? I mean,
Yeah.
be honest.
Yes,
Because
I need feedback.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
feedback. Yeah, not on Facebook.
Right.
Like I need it in the office.
Right, right.
Not he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's not how we are. Like yeah.
It's so sad that that's the first thing that people do, though, to complain is they run straight to Facebook instead of having a conversation with you.
One-on-one.
They go to Facebook and they're
But
like,
we have been fortunate. There's been a few folks that have been nervous about such situations, and we're nervous about such situations. I mean, when you deal with the public, you make nobody. There's
Nobody's
no way
ever
to
gonna have it.
Yeah, you're never batting 100.
because
Yeah.
I mean, our personalities may not jive.
Yeah.
So you can't live in fear of that. I mean,
No.
it just is what it is.
No.
Yeah.
And it's a small enough town that enough people know.
Treat everybody
Yeah.
the way you want to be treated. I swear. Live by that. Be honest. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And if they have a problem with that, then I kind of feel like that's their problem.
That's their
Yep.
That's their problem.
You just do the right thing.
That's right.
do
That's
the
what
right.
David says.
Do
There's
the
never a
right
wrong
thing.
time to do the right thing.
That's
Right.
right.
That's it.
Yes,
Well, man, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
absolutely.
It's been good.
Appreciate y'all.
Not that, we talk about this too. We're always tired and like, and then we get in here and we're like,
Rejuvenated.
so glad.
Yeah.
So glad.
So much fun. Yeah.
We're digging it a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So
Big things coming.
we appreciate everybody that gets involved, from our viewers, our commenters, our guests,
Yeah.
our tech geek, because without him, this,
Sponsors.
yeah.
That's what I asked a while ago. I said, I was like, I don't have any of those, but I need to sponsor something. I need to put a picture up.
We, I don't know where it's going with that. I was fixing to say something and
Oh,
it
you're
went
good.
out.
You're good.
I was saying hi to Trent.
But all right, let everybody get back home to their.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for tuning
And
in.
I hope we done a good job for Rachel.
Oh,
She
yeah.
told us, you know, gotta,
Keep it simple.
yeah.
I guess we'll
be
know
nice.
tomorrow when she drives by if she's throwing rocks. We know we.
Well, because I seen her Saturday. Was Saturday the Christmas
Christmas
open
open
house?
house. Yes.
I seen her Saturday.
It was hopping around here.
Mm-hmm.
I was really impressed. I mean, that's just me, maybe not getting out. I mean, it's hunting season, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm hunting, but I came through town. I'm like, wow. there's
Well,
a lot of people out.
I went to quite a few of them, and I can honestly say it's the first time in a long time that I had seen that many people actually out participating and going to all of the shops and, you know, all of that. So I thought it was awesome,
Yeah.
It's amazing what a week will do. You're not afraid to spend some money.
Right.
right? Amen to that one.
But yeah. All
Well,
right.
thank y'all.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me.
Everybody have a good night. Thank y'all for tuning.